this thing is bigger than you think, which is a very arrogant thing to say to somebody about his own company. And I told him, Steve, this company must be relaunched. The world needs to know what you do here. You're doing an amazing, you're doing some really important things in this market. The KAM, when we're glad to have them here, understand the value that PL is adding to your members. You have the biggest, one of the biggest client profiles in the country. You're thought of as a partner by some of these names, and therefore, Steve, I think this needs to be told. It's a story by itself.
There's a client we used to work for, used to do corporate investigation, things to do with fraud and just internal issues. And at one point, I found they had some challenges. They said they had actually it was an oil marketing organization, and what happened was they had a dealer, branded dealer, who never used to buy from them, big products from them. So they couldn't vouch for the quality of the products that their dealer in the branded outlets were selling. That was one challenge they faced. And the other one was the distribution network. Their hauliers would pick stuff, goods, merchandise from their warehouse and deliver to the outlets. But along the way, they would swap. They would go to the dens, counterfeiting dens, and swap and take the counterfeit products to the branded outlets and leave the genuine products in the illicit dens. I remember I had a client and they had a counterfeit product, and the counterfeit label on the product was of better quality than the original. So they are saying, the brand owner is saying, would rather now copy the counterfeit. These guys seems to be doing a better job than us. And so that is how the world has evolved. That's why we are moving in this direction.
Combating counterfeiting and in general illicit trade is quite an enormous task, and I'm proud to be associated with the Protection Logistics as private investigators and other private investigators who are not in this house, that it takes a lot of guts to combat counterfeit, and that effort cannot be wished away. It is a landscape that is always evolving, and I can assure you, during the start of the authority, Kenya was flooded with counterfeit goods in the market, starting from electronics to all sort of items that you can find in the market. And it used to be huge, and you don't even need any intelligence to combat counterfeit during those times. And the Counterfeit Authority have seized a total of 4.2 billion counterfeit goods that we have removed from the market. And we have got almost 414 cases that are in court.
We did a research the other day to just establish what is the level of illicit. And we found that illicit amounts to 59% of alcohol sold in Kenya is illicit. Part of it is counterfeit, part of it is contraband, and some of it is unregulated, our substandard products. So that is something that is of great concern to us. And because of such elements and such shifts, because maybe just also mention in 2018, World Health Organization did a study, and they found that 44% of alcohol consumed in Kenya is illicit. So in fact, even for us, when we come with our policies, we're not saying Kenyans should drink more. We're just saying Kenyans should drink responsibly, but should also have access to good quality products.
So for us to address the socioeconomic trends, we also need to break it down to the theories. And in terms of economic theories, there is this very famous theory of supply and demand. So we all know that where there is sufficient demand, the supply must be commensurate to it. And it's interesting that the Anti-Counterfeit Authority did conduct a study, and they were able to estimate that 78% of Kenyans do purchase counterfeit knowingly. right? That's shocking, but we're all thinking, it could be the alcoholic beverage, it could be one of Unilever's prime products. But think about the last time you went to purchase a charger, a phone charger, and you were told, it's the original, and you said, it will do the job. You're actually part of that 78%, right? So it's not always in terms of these things that we put into our bodies or we apply into our bodies. It's how are you supporting this illicit market? How are you saying, I know a place where they sell cheaper goods. Already you're creating a demand for that product, because what happens? The next time the retailer, the shopkeeper is going to find an incentive to purchase at a lower price, evade taxes, or even bring in cheaper products. So already you can already see that trend, that there are people who purchase, 78% by the way, who do purchase counterfeit products knowingly.
The chain of actually getting rid of the counterfeit products in this country is pretty long. We do have ACAs. And the gap that Protection Logics feels is that where they feel there's no capacity to tackle this problem, then they come on board, and with the support of ACA and other government agencies, it's done. And it has always been our prayer that it should not